And welcome. Thanks for jumping on the call today. So today we're going to be talking about a fantastic product, which is called Sisel Silver, and it's quite a unique product. Many people have tried silver before, but this product is really quite different, and we're going to find out why today on the call. And hopefully our guest, Alan Hordell, is going to join us shortly. He looks like he's been held up somewhere, but I will get the call started anyway. And so let me just share my screen here. Actually, just before I share my screen, I'm just going to start the live stream into Facebook. It's Kurt's link, which is possible. So, okay, well, welcome to the call. And today we are going to be talking about Sisel Silver. Dr. Kurt is away at the moment, and he's asked me to do the call and fill in for him, which of course I'm happy to do. And we're just waiting for our guest, Alan. So hopefully he is able to jump on today. But perhaps if he isn't, Ian, I might invite you to join me if he's not on in the next, say, 5 minutes. I'll get you to perhaps turn your camera on and join in the conversation, because I know that you've also done a lot of reading on this product as well, and are very knowledgeable on it. So that's fantastic. So I have got the fact sheet up here for everyone to see. So this product was just released this month, and it's been a little while coming, but we're really excited now that it's here. And it's quite a unique product, and people might say, oh no, it's not. I've tried silver before, I've used it. Well, this product is not like any other silver product. So many people have tried colloidal silver, or I guess that's the main name they give it, colloidal silver. But there's quite a difference between that and our Sisel silver. So obviously, silver's been long used and long known for antibacterial and antimicrobial properties. And they've even used it for keeping drinking water fresh and free from contamination. And a lot of people have used this sort of ingredient to help with skin problems and wound care and cleaning of skin. And it's used by many cultures around the world. So if you Google silver as a health product, you will find warnings come up for it, because they're using the traditional colloidal silver, and there is one big problem with that, and that is that it does store in the body and it won't excrete it. And in fact, if you do have silver in your cupboard, or if you've used silver, if you take too much of the traditional type of silver, what can happen is you can turn purple. So I might actually get you to jump on there, Ian, and unmute yourself and join in the conversation, since we haven't heard from Alan yet. And I hope he's not trying to get on Dr. Kurt's link. But anyway, that's okay. We can continue on, because we do have some great content to share with everyone.
Okay.
So do you want to tell people a little bit what happens with the traditional silver that, when they drink it, and how that's different from this one?
Sure. It's the condition you're talking about is called a gria, and it I think it was commonly called blue people or something like that. But what happens is that it actually gets stored in the skin, as you said, and the body just cannot excrete it. So it takes a long time to get there, but you can get there. And the colloidal stuff that we're drinking in the past, you didn't really know what level of silver was in it, and that was part of the problem. So, you could be having many, many more parts per million than necessary for what is needed, to do what a silver is renowned to do. For example, like antimicrobial, antiviral, and all those sorts of particular bugs that we come across. And so the reason that Katie's leading to the Sisel product is it has a totally different technology, and it uses this silver tetraoxide around the molecule, and so we end up with this totally and fully suspended silver molecule, or many of them, millions of them, and so from that point of view, the difference there is that you don't get the body actually utilizes it. And then what it does do is that within the next 24 hours, it is actually excreted from the body. So it's not stored. So you're never going to get the agria type condition. I think the early days, and I go back to some part of when I started to look at silver, which is many years ago, I actually built a little device that I used to create colloidal silver. And having been a bit naive in those days and thought, oh, silver's really good, you know. But what happened was that I used to have a silver thread, which I put into a solution of water. We use a process called electrolysis. But
Sorry, hang on, we've got a bit of noise there. Oh, yep, all good.
But in essence, what I was doing was I was creating colloidal product, but I had no idea what level it was. And I used to consume this, but fortunately, I suppose silver is a little bit forgiving in as much that I didn't consume a huge amount of it. So I suggest today that the silver products that we have out on the shelf, they're called colloidal. They're really, I don't know how they measure the parts per million in them because you need some specialized equipment to do that. And whereas in the Sisel product is that they've gone through many scientific processes, and this particular tetraoxide, tetra silver tetraoxide process is a patented process. So to be patented, I think you have to go through all these wonderful tests, which really tell you exactly how it functions. So
fantastic.
There you go. So
well,
I think, yeah.
Well, you know, and thanks, Alan. I can see Alan's jumped on, so I'm really excited to hear from him. So thanks, Ian, for giving us that intro. That's wonderful. So my understanding is that with the and I guess welcome to the call, Alan. I'll just say welcome and thanks for jumping on. Really appreciate you taking the time out of your day and to get on our call with us and share today. And I'll just unmute you there. Oh, sorry, I think I muted you again. Sorry, if you just unmute. Sorry. Yep, great. So welcome. Thanks for jumping on.
Hey, thank you very much. And it's a pleasure for me to be here. Sorry, I'm a few minutes late. I was just wrapping up another meeting. Sorry.
Oh, that's okay. No worries. Well, we're fortunate to have Alan on the call too. I mean, sorry, Ian, who has a lot of knowledge on the topic of silver too, because he's done quite a bit of research. But certainly nobody knows as much about this ingredient as you do, Alan. And that's, you know, just fantastic. And you understand that you have been using the AG 404 for quite some time. So maybe, I know we did cover a little bit of this last week, but what I'd like to do is just ask you a few general questions just to kind of recap on some of the information we shared last week, but also then to get into your stories about how you have used the silver in your life. And I think you've used it in more than one instance for yourself. And we'd love to hear those stories, because it's always exciting to hear stories, especially stories that are life-changing or life-enhancing or even potentially life-saving as well. So yeah, can you just give us a little bit of background about the AG 404 and how long, you know, you've been using it?
Yeah, the AG 404, I've been using it since its conception 24 years ago. Yeah, it's been quite a journey over 24 years, because I literally and my, you know, Dr. Kurt Fisniks, who I've been with in Sisel for many years, and I've been in part of Sisel for around 15 years myself personally now. And I'm so proud for Sisel to be bringing this product, the Sisel Silver, to the marketplace with Sisel, because of my background with the AG 404, and like Ian was saying about the patents. And I mean, the patents are a really big part of this, and the studies that it was done at major universities all around the world. So Ian nailed it right on the head there when he was talking about it. So yeah, and it's been a really big part of my life, that's for sure.
Oh, fantastic. And so what is different about why is, you know, this so special, the AG 404, compared to, and you know, we were just touching on that before, but I thought we'd just recap a little bit, you know, compared to all the other silvers. Because I mean, if you go onto Amazon and just type in silver, you've just got all these colloidal silver products, and it's not the same, is it? So if people have been using this colloidal silver before, it's not the same. Can you explain to them why it's not the same?
Yeah, absolutely. Ian kind of touched on it a little bit, and I'm glad he mentioned about the patented process that Tom Maurer Jr. was talking about, and Tom Maurer Jr. and I have talked for many years in regards to AG404. And the unique thing about that is in colloidal, and then if you've done any studies, and I go back into the colloidal days for many years, and the colloidal silver being that the large part of the particle, and everything starts with a colloid. You have to remember everything starts with a colloid, and hence the word colloidal silver. In 1998, roughly, a group of engineers re-engineered colloidal silver because it could never be deemed safe because it's a buildup in the bloodstream, and it's a thing called argyria. And so you would need to go off the product or not consume a large amounts of product, like Ian was mentioning there a few minutes ago, and go off the product and let your bloodstream clear out. Whereas in this patented process, it flushes from the nano. The frequency of the nano flushes and protects the cells completely the same way, in fact, even better, but it flushes from the bloodstream every 24 hours. So that's where the patents came into play, because it was deemed safe for everybody. And so it's very unique that way. And so you never have to worry about argyria, and you never have to worry about the buildup. And that question will come up a lot when you're out in the marketplace. It will come up, and it's simple as this. It's very, very simple to explain. Colloidal silver versus AG404, whereas colloidal silvers will not flush from the bloodstream and will build up in the bloodstream, whereas our product, AG404, the Sisel silver, will flush from the bloodstream every 24 hours. Simple.
Right. Fantastic. And you just, weigh it out, don't you?
What's that?
Probably an Australian term, I don't know. But you go to the toilet and flush it down the toilet. When you go to the toilet, it just comes out of your urine. You weigh it out.
Yeah, I mean, same way anything goes from your bloodstream.
Yeah.
You treat it the same way, anything. And by no means, I'm not a doctor. I know a lot about AG404 though. But we don't diagnose, we don't treat, we don't cure anything. We're handling Sisel silver is very unique in its format. And it'll do the purpose. It's an antibacterial against viruses and bacterials and molds. And the more you study about it, and Tom Maurer Jr. and the rest of the staff at Sisel are very, very capable, and they're going to be putting out a lot of stuff, I would imagine, in regards to how to market this product properly and the right way to market it. So it's very unique that way.
Fantastic. And so how would somebody take the product? So the best time of day and the amounts, and I know we touched on this last week, but let's just touch on that question again and then get into your stories. What is the best way to take it?
The best way to take it is to take a teaspoon in the morning. Take it as soon as you get up. Take a teaspoon in the morning, gargle with it, swish it around, keep it in your mouth probably 45 seconds, even to a minute, and then swallow it. Because you have to remember, what we're doing is we're killing the bad bacteria, but we're leaving the good bacteria behind. And that's so important. And then I take a teaspoon at night, teaspoon in the morning, teaspoon at night. And I do it before I go to bed at night and get it into my system. So all the bacteria, those billions of bacteria that build up in your mouth over the evening of sleeping and over the night of sleeping, goes down into your stomach and it's bad bacteria again. So it'll kill that as well. So I take a teaspoon in the morning, teaspoon at night.
Fantastic. Great.
Go according to the directions on the bottle, but I'm just giving you my what my recommendation. And if you do come down with the flu or cold or virus, whatever it might be, don't worry about double dosing. You could triple dose, you could 10 times the dose, but if you do, treat it like getting a penicillin or whatever, where you take it for a full month of 7 to 14 days of doubling up on your silver, and then after the 14 days, going back to the teaspoon in the morning, teaspoon at night.
Right. Fantastic. So, Alan, do you want to share with us some of your stories and when at times in your life, because I know you've overcome quite a few challenging situations in your life, and you're certainly a survivor and a thriver and here. And so I'm sure lots of us would love to hear some of your stories. So can you tell us a bit about times when you've overcome some challenges and even how you've used this ingredient as well?
Well, the one thing we all have to remember is AG404 is the #1 immune booster in the body. Okay. We take it on a daily basis to build the immune system, to keep your immune system built up. So if you do come in contact with viruses and bacterials and things like that, and go to pubmed.org and read about AG404 with SARS-CoV-2. In my own situation in 2006, I was already on AG404, for taking it for, oh God, about that time, probably, I don't know, 7, 8 years. I was in a horrific snowmobile accident, just about the same time as Dr. Kurt Pisnick was in his motorcycle accident.
Really?
I was in virtually same time. In fact, when we were in Mexico at the Sisel retreat a few years ago, we were kind of comparing up scars.
Oh, wow.
and I was on a snowmobile accident up here in Canada, and I happened to hit another snowmobile at 70 miles an hour, roughly
Crikey.
110 kilometers an hour, and flew 50 feet and hit a highway with my head. And I severed this subclavian artery from the heart, actually, and bled out. And I tore my T1 to T7 brachial plexus, and I wound up nearly dying, no NVS at the scene. And thank God that the fellow I was with stripped me naked, and it was minus 25 degrees out, and he froze me basically, and it clotted the artery to the subclavian artery, and I was able to keep enough blood in my bloodstream to get me to the hospital. So in saying that, that's
Wow.
I'm telling you what the accident was,
Yeah.
so I can tell you what we're.
Oh,
Number one, I mean, my immune system was absolutely perfect. I was in pretty good shape. I still playing hockey, old timers hockey, mind you. I was a hockey player all my life, so I was in fairly good shape. I when I came out of the coma, I bled to the brain, had an aneurysm as well.
okay.
It's called a false aneurysm, but aneurysm. And when I came out of the coma, they were going to cut my left arm off, and I said, "No, you're not going to cut my left arm off." He said,
Wow.
"Well, you're paralyzed. You're paralyzed from the T1 to T7 down to the fingertips." And I said, "You're still not going to cut it off." And I started doing my research. And so lo and behold, I was able to get a couple surgeons through to do nerve transplants. And the reason I'm telling you this is because this
Yeah.
is a very extensive surgery. It's 14 and a half hours.
Oh,
I mean,
wow.
I've had open heart surgery in 5 hours. This was 14 and a half hours, a team of
Oh,
4 or 5 surgeons, 7 nurses, and 2 anesthesists.
oh,
It's a big team. It's a huge team.
wow.
They took 14 inches nerves out of both my back legs, the serial nerve that goes to the ankle from the below the knee, and they transplanted it one by one into the brachial plexus, and live nerve transplants. This is a big scar from the bottom of your earlobe all the way down to halfway down your arm through your shoulder.
Wow.
And so what they do is they go in and they cut the nerve, and they actually literally glue it back together. They glue it inch by thing. And this is a very large incision. The incisions on the leg aren't that large because they only make 3 incisions and pull the nerve out. But up in the shoulder and everything, and it's massive. It's massive, and it's stapled. And what we were able to do is we took the AG404, and at the and in a spray bottle, and I had the doctors, and God bless these doctors, they believed in what I gave them and the testing. This is before the patents came out, by the way. It was a year before the patent came out. No, it was the year of the patent. Pardon me, I apologize. It was the year of the patent, 2007. And so they, because it was 11 months after the accident, and so they sprayed the wounds before they stapled me up and everything with the silver.
Wow.
And then they stapled me up. And let me tell you, the healing was so much faster. In fact, I was actually scabbing over before the staples even come out. And my doctors,
Wow.
they were so impressed, so impressed with this. And then I went back and I had to get my latissimus dorsi. It was transferred to which is the largest swimming muscle in your back, through my deltoid, and gave me a new bicep.
Oh, wow.
This is a very large incision in the back. It's probably about 24 inches long on my back through my deltoid, and it's probably about 14 inches long in the bicep in the arm. And they roll it up and they go it in there, reattach all the tendons and everything to give me a new bicep, because when paralyzed, the nerves and the muscles all died.
Oh, wow.
And so we did the AG404 again.
Wow.
on the wounds. And oh my Lord, same thing. It was just amazing, amazing. The healing power and minimal scarring. And I get that. Then I had to have, because I had no left shoulder left, we had to take half of my trapezius off the back of my neck and move it over, and give me a flap over my shoulder to keep my shoulder from falling out of place all the time.
Oh, wow.
Now, this is another major surgery, and we do the same thing with AG404. And I'll be honest, I live up here at the lake in the summertime, and I go without a shirt, and very few people even see my scars unless you look carefully, and they're massive scars. And then in 2012, I wound up with open heart surgery, and where your chest bone is taken apart. And, if you look at it, you probably notice anybody that has open heart surgery, because that great big scar that goes down from their neck down their chest, and you'll tell how an open heart, you can tell an open heart patient very, very quickly, but when they take the shirt off, mine, you won't.
Wow.
You want very little scarring. So the healing power, as well as the scarring and everything else, was just amazing. And then, taken internally to build the immune system. So it's a little bit long story, but yeah, it's there.
Incredible story. Just to hear someone, like yourself go through that. I mean, what a trauma that is, but then to come out the other side and be doing so well is just so inspirational for people to hear, because I know there's lots of people, many of us go through many challenges in our life, but you've certainly had more than your fair share, but you've certainly bounced through and bounced back, which is wonderful. And with the support of, natural nutrition and health products, and with the AG404 in that instance, which is fantastic. Why did the nerve cells die? Is that because the blood supply was cut off?
Well, first of all, I want to mention though, I was also on incredible Sisel products.
Right.
I joined Sisel around my time of my open heart surgery. And so, I mean, they were amazing. And well, the reason I got paralyzed is because the brachial plexus is attached to your spine,
right,
which controls your fingers, your arms, the movement, up and down movement, and everything. I ruptured the T1 to the T7. That's the whole on your left and right side. There's a complete brachial plexus that goes through there that controls the whole movement of your shoulder, your arm, your fingers, and everything. Now, Dr. Kirk Pisnick will tell you a lot more about that stuff than I will, but I sure learned a lot about nerve transplants and muscle transplants and how nerves and muscles grow. And by the way, I started getting movement back when they transplanted the new nerves. They only grow an inch a month. Can you imagine going from your shoulder to your fingertips at an inch a month? That's a lot of months to start to get any work back in the arm and the fingers and everything. And thank God I kept my arm, and to this day I do mostly everything. I just don't have lateral movement with it, but I use my fingers, I use my hand, I do everything. I chainsaw with it, and I'm still paralyzed. I've got about 40% back, but yeah, it was 5 years of rehab. Let me tell you, and Dr. Kurt Fisnick, when he went through his motorcycle accident, I mean, it was tremendous as well. I mean, it nearly claimed both of our lives, and thank God we're still here, and thank God to great products. I mean, and it was weird because I think our accidents were only a couple months apart.
Yeah,
or
wow.
just a few months of, I believe his was in the summer, late summer, and mine was in early winter.
Wow. Wow. I mean, you really did have a clear vision, didn't you? You took control of the situation. You said, you're not going to lose the arm. You did your research, and you really directed your recovery, held that vision.
Well, I actually talked to the #1 doctor in the world that developed live nerve transplants, Dr. Nath in Dallas, Texas.
Wow.
He's got clinics all over the world. He transplants nerves all the time. And he's the one that hooked me up with 2 of the finest surgeons in the world here in Canada, in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. And I was able to go through them. And you have to do these transplants within 12 months or it won't work. Because the nerve just won't, it's too dead. You can't reactivate it. It's like cutting a piece of wire that turns on a light switch. Once you cut that piece of wire, the light switch isn't going to thing. But if you repair that wire, if you take a piece of wire and put the 2 ends together, the light switch is going to come back on, right?
Yeah, exactly.
That's exactly how the nerves work in your body. If you rupture them, you've cut the circuit, and that means then the muscle is attached to the nerve, and the muscle doesn't grow. That's why my bicep died because there was no nerve there to support it, so it died. So your
Wow.
muscles die.
Yeah, well, and that leads me on to the next point. I mean, how important do you think, especially for everyone listening to on the call today or listening to the recording, is nutrition for, repairing those nerves and muscles, and getting those nutrients?
God bless him, Tom Mauer Sr. Kurt spent so much time with it. I spent so much time on the phones and with Tom Sr. that I learned so much from this man. This man was an absolute genius when it came to nutrition. And after my accident and stuff like that, I was looking for a company like Sisel to help me along with my rehabilitation. And Sisel came along, and about a few years after, and yeah, it's incredible the products that they put out and the science that goes behind. This is all about science. I mean, you've been hearing over the last 2 years of, by the way, I don't call it COVID-19. That's the marketing company. COVID-19 is a marketing company, by the way, folks. The real name is SARS-CoV-2. That was the virus that came on. And I have no problem in saying that. And, when you do the research and you do the studies that AG404 has, that's why it's published in PubMed.org, as Tom Jr. said in the video when he put out for Sisel Silver. I still have a problem. There's too many S's.
Yeah, Sisel Silver. It's a sisters.
when you have false teeth, all my teeth were knocked out, Max. And when you have false teeth like mine, you really have a problem getting around those S's.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's a bit of a tongue twister. There's lots of great information. You talked about the education that you got in nutrition, and bless him, Tom Senior no longer with us, but we do have a wealth, and we still got all those videos there, Alan, on the channel.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they've got over 500 videos dating way back, and and I can't express either the value that I've got out of being part of this company and the health knowledge and information that I've learned and being able to apply in my own life, and also being able to use and share with others to assist them. So it's just been wonderful. I guess we're just about on the half hour, but I know there's the Silver book. Do you want to tell people about that ebook they can download, and then I'll direct them?
Not right now though.
Okay.
I think we'll wait for to see what Tom Jr. puts out.
Sure.
I mean, they're going to be putting some stuff out, and by all means, we'll wait till Tom Jr. and see what Sisel. They've got some great things coming forward that is going to be a lot of fun for everybody to market the Sisel.
Okay, great. All right. Well, we're just on the half hour there, and I won't hold everyone up on their weekend. I appreciate them taking the time out of their day to get on and learn a little bit about Sisel Silver. And I really thank you for getting on the call and taking the time out of your day too. So is there any last comments you wanted to make before I close out the call?
No, hey, guys and girls, go order. I mean, the pricing on this product is absolutely incredible. It really is.
Yeah.
And the product is, I mean, the research is there, the patents are there. I mean, what more do you want in a product? I mean, people say, well, how safe is it? Well, I mean, it's got the patents, it's got the research behind the development, and hey, Sisel manufactures it. So what, there you go, Sisel safe.
Yeah, fantastic. And it really is an affordable price. And so if you're on the call, remember to select the expedited shipping so you get your product in a nice, timely manner. And that's it. So we'll leave the call there, and appreciate you again getting on the call. So I hope everyone has a great weekend. Thanks for jumping on, and we'll see you next time. Thanks, Alan.
Take care, everybody.
Bye.
Thanks, guys.